All right, here we have work on the War Era multiplayer prototype I did for their publisher pitch. So essentially, this is a massive unit count multiplayer network replicated game, and that required a custom system for handling these. They're not pawns. They can become pawns, but they're essentially an instance mesh actor with some special state tracking to handle the animation in a fashion that's custom to the project. This is just a quick test to confirm everything is synchronized correctly between the two players and they're seeing the individual units in the same position, in the same state, at the same time, being promptly replicated from the server. Here, we have work on a game that was called Hostile Takeover. We saw getting from the main menu to the game, and now we're going to take a look at some various weapons. I believe in the original system we were sending a replicated call per shot, and now in our automatic weapons we've changed that. So we're sending start and stop instead, saving on bandwidth. And if you noticed how hard that grenade was to spot, that is why grenades typically have particle trails in video games. So that would have been added to the next phase of polish. Here's a horror game prototype. I don't remember the name of the studio this was for. I think it was actually for an individual. So here's the inventory and interact system coming together. Similar to classic Resident Evil, you can rotate the item in the inventory to inspect it. It's also possible to drop the item. Here we have a few more item types implemented. Picking up the flashlight into the inventory, adds it to the player hand. No bespoke animations, but there is some IK set up to point the flashlight in the correct direction. And you can see we have a gaggle of chess pieces to pick up. Here we're going to see the chess mechanic. The intention was this would be used in a puzzle, similar to other survival horror type games. A bit different from standard chess. The enemy AI is taking a turn every time you place a piece. You can feel free to begin skimming if you'd like. At the time I implemented this, the chess AI was completely bespoke, but doing it now, I'd almost certainly integrate an external library of some sort. Well, actually, I could probably just integrate Grok. You'd have to maintain a Grok account, though. There are a lot better options. And here is the map mechanic for that project. Here we have some work on Tide Turn. This is the fire hose weapon prototype. This was either pre-Niagara or just on the cusp of Niagara, so the majority of particle effects in the game were done in Cascade. The fire hose had some bespoke work. I believe I made a custom component class for its hose effect and was working on the polish for that. Here we have the rolling ability for the Epinephrine character. Eventually it would get an animation where it tucked into a ball, but right here we're just testing the physics. Main thing that's happening here is we are turning off the normal movement component, changing the capsule height so that we have a sphere, turning on physics, and then making sure to efficiently replicate the physics state. Oh, and of course applying forces and torques based on player input or AI input.